Hi, tone studies are always good practice in design or just getting information down if you're out and about sketching with just one colour, one or two. I'll just wet the paper. This is the back of another demonstration which I didn't particularly like. It's quite popular, this one, but they don't always look the same online as they do in real life. So I want to stretch out the buckles in this bit of paper. So I'm going to do another Dartmoor impression. Now, most of my views don't actually exist as literal translations of what is there. I work from memory now and from experience and from my own paintings, of course. It's great fun being free to do your own ideas. So while that's wet, I'll put in a bit of a wash of the grey, black. Well, there's my palette. That was yesterday's palette. I've got my other one, keeping nice and moist in a new Ziploc bag. So I have several. I bought them online. So let's just put in just something across there, and that will just be the basic. It's drying already. I've put some nice water on this bit of paper. Right, I'll just put in a bit of shadow under the clouds. Just a bit more water, keep the hairs of the brush more or less together. Now, because I'm right-handed, I tend to sweep from the right. Okay, right, I'll just re-clip it again, and then we'll put in some background. The trick of this is to make your subsequent colour slightly thicker than the one before. So that's our consistency for the hills. The distant needs to be a bit thicker than that. This is the only one I'm going to do today. Come up there. There's no mountains in Dartmoor. It's all hills, big, great lovely hills, farms. We put a bit of mist in there. And now it becomes stronger as we come into another plane. And we'll see just how far we can take this, getting stronger as we come to the foreground. Just a bit of trees and stuff. I call stuff because it stops you stereotyping from memory. It's just a few sweeps. Now there are lots of walls, dry stone walls and fields. Let's just get that over there. I don't like that separation there. Okay. Now as we get to the bottom, you can see that gravity is making the paper or the paint dry. All is soak in. So we'll put in some heavier trees on the top, or clumps of trees, because there's not a lot of trees in Dartmoor. It is a moor. A lot of English moors have lost their trees over the centuries, mainly because of armadas and things. Right, okay. And we want this to look a bit mysterious. And plenty of little fields. Okay, I call it Dartmoor morning. Oh, another plane going in there. When I say plane, I mean another set of hills that's come down here with us. And then we'll imagine some trees in the bottom, like a copse here and there, some gorse, something like that. I did this sort of similar to one I did yesterday, but I just want to get some dark, really good darks in here, coming down over to a hill, and maybe some wall. But to put the wall in, I'm going to have to put this in quite thick, otherwise it won't show when I edge it out with a plastic card. So just some stuff here. Okay, we badly need some detail now, so I'll just stretch the paper a bit now. That's better. So now it's got quite a bit of moisture in it. It's shrinking a little bit. That'll do. Right, let's get that in there. Get that in there, like that. Good and thick now. I sprayed the dry, sort of semi-dry paint with a bottle spray or a plant sprayer. Heard a rustling. I thought that might be Freddie. Right, let's get this bit heavier in there. I'm going to lift out some of that trunks. A bit more there. Just going down over that hill. Right, that's interesting. Now I've got a card, and we'll just not really lifting out quite so much. Let's put a bit of stone. Well, it's not really going to show, I don't think. I've sort of got a wall going on there. Oh well, just a bit of shadow in there. Now we're going to have to go back into this distance, so not quite as heavy, but we want something just to show in there. The hedgerow. All with a hake. Do a lot of fine work with it, but it's a little bit hit and miss sometimes because you can't always see where the bristles are. Alright, just come in there, little bits of try and be a bit more creative than I am with these fields. I'm trying to throw the back the distance back even further by just putting this sort of detail in. I might even put a couple of buildings in. So we're going off into the distance, so let's just add a bit of water, just dilute it a little bit, and we'll just come back here. So I don't want this to be as detailed as the stuff in front of it. Well, maybe it is. Let's just dilute it a bit more. And that's a bit better. Can't always see. Well, the bristles have split, but it doesn't matter. I'm only using the corner of it. Okay, so we've got nice sort of hilly countryside here. Right. That's it. Alright, we're going to put some tors, stone things on top of these. Well, let's just do stuff like that, just to highlight these hills. Just a little bit. Right, okay. Let's just drag something over there. Show that coming down there. Okay, now with the faintest grey, let's just put in a little bit of detail in this here. Just highlight that, those hills there. Okay, just a little bit of heavier stuff on just the top of these here. Then it just merge in with the background here. Just some sort of detail, lost and found, sort of all. Okay, so we'll put in a bit of rigger work in the foreground now. And I've never done a black tone study, and we'll just I'll put some figures in, a couple of figures. Just some trunks just coming up, just here and there. Just anchors the foreground. Just adds that little bit of close-up magic. Well, hope magic. That's probably a bad word for what I'm doing it, but no detail in the distance, just detail in the foreground. And we'll just do some of this here, get some heavier stuff on the brush and start a bit of texturing. Okay. Right, I'm going to dry that off, so take your headphones off if you're listening on headphones. Right, some figures. Don't want them heavy, but I want them round about here in the bottom, same as I did yesterday. Got a rucksack on his back. Another one down here. Okay, the bottom of those will be covered up. I've lost the trunks in there, so I'll just put those back in. Right, but like nothing without the birds, will it? So let's have a couple of birds. Right, okay. Now, I think I'm going to use a bit of, no, that'd be cheating. I was going to use a bit of white, but I'll just see if I can lift out some buildings, just a little bit, in the darkest area of the background. There's just sort of something here, here. I might not, but they're not going to show. But just some little bits and pieces, barns. No, they're not going to show really. Never mind. There we have a tone study. Anyway, I'll put it in the blue mount. No, I won't. I'll put it in the ivory mount. See what it looks like. It's the sort of thing you can do from a bag. Just have your like an A4 pad or something, a little bit of water, a couple of brushes, and a tube of paint and your palette, small palette. Right, well there we are. We've got a tone study. We've just got these little figures here. No detail. I can't really see how I can put some detail unless I just. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can just put something in. Let's go back over these. I want them small. Otherwise, they will look contrived and too big for the figures. They're probably too big now. I might have to make the figures a bit bigger. Yeah, those figures. I'm going to make the figures a bit bigger than that because they're further down the hill, but by the time they get to there, they'll be the size of ants, wouldn't they? So let's make them a little bit darker. So let's remember figures. Make them the heads small. Otherwise. Alright, that'll do. Otherwise, the heads overbalance the effect. So there we are. That is a tone study. You could work up a painting from that, plus your memory, plus even a camera image. Oh God, the head has disappeared. Oh, put the head back. See, just small heads. Otherwise, they just look a bit wrong. Okay, so there we are. Oh, I better sign it, hadn't I? But I enjoy doing that. It's quite a challenge because you haven't got colour to rely on for your tones. You've got to do all your tones in one colour. But it's a good exercise, and maybe this is just a little bit dark in there. But I added that. I don't know if that was an improvement, but have a go yourself. This back here, save asking. It's not dust storm, it's distant hills. But that's how it's come out. I quite like this bit here and that. Bit lost here, but anyway, that's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll just zoom you in. Now I'm painting upright, well, 85 degrees anyway. Let's zoom in and come in. So there's the distance, the middle distance. So that looks hilly. Let's go back to those buildings. Do they show? Don't think they don't really. They're there. They don't really show on the camera. They might show on YouTube better. Let's come around here. So there are my figures. There are those trees there. Yeah, they're okay. By the way, so it's a sketch. It's practicing sketching, either in a studio or where ever you paint, where you're lucky to have your area to paint, your studio. To do these as a preliminary for a bigger or more colourful paper, it gets your thoughts down on paper. So have a go at these sort of things. A good colour to use is burnt umber. That's always a good tone study colour. Ron Ranson did a lot of tone studies, and you can do them very quickly just to capture a moment. And remember, when you spend time with the subjects, as you do with paint outside or a sketchbook, you become emotionally involved with the scene. Whereas a quick photograph, you look at it sometime later when you print it out or put it on your computer and say, why did I take that? It doesn't look very interesting. It's because it's devoid of the emotion. You've moved on. So this anchors your emotion a little bit. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.